Honestly, I play a lot of Visage, and Jug's like this hero you're just not afraid of.
Yeah, Jug has sucked so hard in this DPC season. It's unreal. Like everyone is losing with it.
It is CM Jug, so honestly, the idea is let's just try and run over this lane. Visage, you've got Blade Fury against the Soul Assumptions. You can theoretically either dodge it with the Blade Fury or just get on top of Visage and spin, kill him down. But this top lane snowballing and crushing Visage, I think, is like an essential part of Polaris' chance to win this game, and it's a pretty tricky thing to do.
They have the last pick on Fnatic for their pause 4 with Visage, so they have so many options here to keep him safe against the Jug CM.
But it's not overall last pick.
I mean, yeah, but like you see a lane, so maybe they could go for a Snapfire and get the cookie on the Visage out. Maybe they could go for a Tusk and just do like a snowball save. There's so many options for them. Maybe they go like a really big like healing support. Just they have many options open to them to kind of make this lane okay for Visage and keep him safe.
Are you focusing on giving the Visage a better lane, or is there something in Fnatic's lineup that they're missing that you need to see out of this pos 4?
No, I'm really happy with their lineup so far. They have a lot of like objective taking, team fight.
Yeah.
Maybe
getting someone else to frontline, maybe like right now it's like they don't like Puck can kind of go in, but you're not really like frontlining for Luna. Dying can't either, which I actually think Polaris are banning Legion as a core. Like Visage can be a 4 position. Jabs, I think Legion Commander is actually one of his like best offlaners, maybe like top 2, top 3. So potential, against Jug, like Legion's a counter to Jug. It's a hero that can frontline. They could theoretically pick a 3, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, DJ playing like tanky melee offline. I guess the Tusk is there. He plays Tusk. I'm curious to see what they get though.
Maybe they could go Clockwork as well. Like you could just prey on these supports really hard with it. And like if Jug tries to go on your Visage, obviously you can just kind of put him in the cogs and just be like, yeah, you stay with me.
Morphling ban. What is that about?
I don't know, man. Maybe there's been some scrims that have just had some some weird stuff going on.
Support Luna.
But I was about to say post for Luna. Let's do it, baby.
That was the Yapser classic. I hope Yapser's okay.
That was the Tim's classic as well, man.
Yeah, true.
We're both going for that one.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
Oh, that was fun. That was a fun period in Dota history. They need an offlaner on Polaris now as well.
Presumably, yeah. Definitely do not think you want. I mean, they're banning offlaners. So I was about to say you don't want DK offlane.
Yeah, I will say the CM is that like while the Visage is really good at preying on heroes like Shadow Shaman, CM is actually like can defend herself against him. So I think like they're not like entirely a loss here against Visage. Also, there's the Tusk. Easy clap.
Yeah. You liked it. It's going to help the Visage in lane, like you said.
They can absolutely brutalize this lane, I'm fairly sure. Like, not only do they have the defensive capabilities of protecting Visage and Tusk from spin with Snowball, but, like, any time CM walks out of position, you can just ice shot her and she dies, like, just straight up. She is so in danger in this lane. They have so much kill potential.
I agree with you, but I think you could... Polaris themselves also have so much kill potential. This is one of those lanes that can go heavily one way or the other.
You can just snowball and it doesn't matter.
Yes, you can, for sure, but that's
maybe
they can maybe bait it out or whatever it may be. Like, run in with Jug with that before you Blade Free and like try bait out the snowball just with the Nova plus right clicks. And then if he snowballs, then you wait out, then spin.
Yeah, I'm just worried because the spin has such a long cooldown. It's like 30-40 seconds or something early. And your soul assumption on Visage is super low cooldown. Like he can just nuke. You're not like gonna be able to dodge the nuke with like a spin because then there's just like 3 more nukes that are gonna come your way when spin's down. And honestly, like the healing ward is not enough healing to kind of sustain you throughout all this damage. I feel like I want to give that lane to Fnatic, but I will be curious to see how it plays out if I'm wrong.
Okay. Well, you both seem to think that it could go either way. That last pick for Polaris being a Sand King. You guys can sit on your thoughts a little bit because I want to bring in Aries and John. We saw him last series. We have him this series. And Aries, hey, hi, firstly. But how are you liking Fnatic's lineup? Hi, John.
I like it a lot. Obviously, incredible call with the Tusk as well. It is still going to be the offlane Visage, so exciting to see how this is able to shape up. I am scared though because it's Fnatic against Polaris. A couple of stand-ins on Polaris. It doesn't look like their lineup's going to be too easy to execute, but we'll see if they're able to get out of the laning phase. That's the main thing I'm looking at. Just get out of the laning phase and start there at least.
Yeah, and I think Fnatic has a really good lineup to start running fast. And Visage plus Luna, we've seen this a couple of times. Lunar blessing on familiars, and the push is just going to flow through if Polaris don't get a grip in that early game.
All right, well, hopefully you guys have had a little bit of a chance to think about it, Sheep and Gods, but where do you think this one's going? Fnatic going to snowball this with Tusk, or Polaris going to maybe be able to stall it out a little bit?
I mean, we gotta give it to Fnatic. Like, I mean,
I think we're pretty much in the Fnatic 2-0 camp. It's very boring over here.
I don't want to be with these guys anymore.
But if Sand King wins, I'm happy.
No, I don't want to be with you guys anymore. I want to be with Aries and John, which is lucky because they're going to jump into game 1 between Fnatic and Polaris.
Yeah, thank you. Now, honestly, who wants to listen to Sheep and Parker anyway? We're gonna go 3 games here. Come on, the first 2 series there were 2-0s. We don't go on the distance here for our last series, and tonight it's gonna be Fnatic taking on Polaris. John, it's going to be tricky. I mean, Fnatic looking dominant right now, 3-1. Their only series loss, of course, was SMG. And, well, for Polaris, they're still trying to find their footing. They've only won 3 maps so far, haven't won a series. Maybe this it can be where they can turn around. There are still hopes of them being able to stay in Division 1. They need to win all of their series and get a little bit of luck as well coming up from some other teams. But yeah, their fate it's kind of still in their hands. Do you believe in these lads, or is it looking like a tricky draft to execute?
It's a tricky draft to execute. I think you've got Xavius, Crystal Maiden as well, and we know how Xavius plays. So maybe what we're looking for here is something silly like Blink, Shard, BKB, CM. Right? That fits into Xavius's play style. He likes being a little bit greedier in his 4. Otherwise, like, why would you pick CM4 instead of having him play the Shadow Shaman, right? Like, instead of Shadow Shaman for the Blink Aetherlens and getting built up. There's some alt chat here that you guys can't see as well. A lot of back and forth with Armel and Boomy, saying that Armel was saying that, he misses Boomy, but Boomy's like, I miss you too, but you didn't reply to me when we PM'd. And for some reason, Nevermind's asking for ramen. So probably just the hunger spikes in that pause. But yeah, I mean, look, it's a Xavius CM. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, Jing is on the Shadow Shaman. Maybe he plays pause for it. Looks like Xavius is going to take it easy on the pause 5, hopefully, because I feel like that form's much more useful on the Shadow Shaman. And Xavius is going to have to be the more sacrificial player. Again, certain issues with lineup, so they've had to bring Nevermind in, remove Force for a bit, and TMV's out. So again, it's a bit awkward for Polaris. Pretty last minute shake up. I think that's also going to factor in here, Aries.
Yeah, without a doubt. You Fnatic with the full roster. More than likely going to see a fight break out as well. Get the ward on the high ground, so they will scout out Fnatic's position. Who's the one to lead the charge? It's going to be Jing with the shackles. Going to try and close the distance with the Visage. DJ. Oh, DJ, not like this. Was that a 5-man decay? Oh, go in, Genuel. Oh, look at the damage. No, Xavius, you gotta get out, my friend. And I don't think he's gonna be able to. It's just a question of who finds first blood. And that'll be Raven to secure it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Fnatic, yeah, you find everything. You feel really happy. You set yourself up 5-man decay at 0 minutes in. Always a great feeling. And now they can contest for these runes. Does look like Polaris should be able to find a 2-for-2 trade, maybe even a little bit extra, as Fnatic didn't manage to go down bot. So they equalize that first blood bleed out with a little bit more gold for the rest of the team. It still feels really good for Fnatic, and we'll have to see how the lanes break out, right? Like, taking a look down bot, Nevermind is on his Sand King along with Jing on the Shadow Shaman, so you have this great double stun lane that you could play with down the line, along with a Hex, of course, some good harassment that can come true. Issue is, you're up against an Undying. You don't really want to clump up like that. Stationary target and Shackles makes it really easy for Johnxfire to just use the Decay. Down the line, you can even go for a Tombstone sort of lane instead of the Soul Rip, because they don't have the best right clicks on the side of Polaris to eat through that. So a lot of value in just going for that early aggression. You already see Nevermind, 2 stacks of Decay on him. He's forced to kind of walk away. It's just, he softens up so much his strength here. It's not even funny.
No, this is not a lane you can play on Nevermind. You got Raven as well. That's just going to run him down and get some right clicks. So I do like the read from Jing. He's going to look to pull the camp. They block the small, block the hard. We often see this as well on Sand Kings. Like, you really struggle through the early couple of levels. So it kind of often doesn't matter in a majority of matchups. So just looking to completely avoid the bottom lane. So we'll take a look at some other matchups. I mean, mid lane should be pretty boring as well. Dragon Knight into Puck. It's pretty... it's DK favored, not crazy though, especially with all the water runes and power runes. Armel can just spam out his abilities to try and secure CS.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty stacked in that mid to top lanes where it gets a little bit exciting, of course. You've got Xavius on that pause 5 CM. DJ already getting a nice pull, just trying to soak some EXP for himself, leaving Jabs to just kind of play tag with Natsumi. The Jog, as you've mentioned, is a good foil to the Visage, right? You can just kind of spin around, dodge out in the Soul Assumption. You dispel off the Grave Chill, so you're not going to be slowed down as well. And you can play around with that CM Jug lane, a classic lane that you really actually never see anymore. Because CM's kind of dead, Jug's been so-and-so as a carry. But you can play with that Frostbite spin if you find the angle. So there's always a kill threat lined up for Polaris. Issue is whether or not they can find that opportunity, because once DJ has that snowball up, even looking for that simple kill is going to be a more drawn-out process than you'd want.
And they need to make sure they get the creep equilibrium in their favor as well for Polaris. Jug's a hero that wants the full distance of the lane to chase heroes down. Kind of helps with the Crystal Maiden as well, just for the slows, so... They do try and make sure that they have this, small camp always open, which they do at the moment. They do get at least the range creep CS there, so not going the way of Mr. Fnatic. Look, I'm excited to see how the Jug's able to shape up. Before the Tusk, I felt like this was a hero that Natsumi actually could win them the game. I think it matches up very well versus a lot of the heroes. Your only concern was kind of level 25 on the puck. But there's a bit of a concern now with DJ, how you can kind of kite the Jug with shards. The Snowball is going to be really nice to block a lot of the damage from the Omni Slash or even the Blade Fury in the lane. But something you also mentioned off screen was the fact that your Raven with his farm on the Luna might just be able to get one item ahead, which could be very difficult for Jug to be able to combat with in the kind of mid game.
Yeah, it's just that one thing. Jug can farm pretty fast, can keep up pace, but the Luna's just
lane,
so quick and down the pod.
Oh, Jesus, look at the damage. Raven has a beam up in a couple of seconds, and this will be the second kill for Fnatic, and they might even turn to Jing. He deals with the Tombstone at least, so won't have to worry about the zombie slow.
Yeah, I like seeing that. Again, it's back to that point. You can go for the Tombstone play in this lane. You don't have the highest attack speed on either of those two heroes to clear out the Tombstone fast enough. And Johnwell gets it 1-0-2 at level 3. So 2 levels on the Tombstone, lots of presence, lots of aggression you can get out with a Luna. And just not much play from Polaris. Yeah, you've got Shackles and Burrow Strike, but it doesn't feel like you can really run up to Raven and get that done. And if you jump Johnwell, he doesn't care. He's an Undying. You clump up long enough, he's just going to decay back and feel good in that lane anyway.
You were asking for a carry Undying.
Yes.
Mr. John wanted the Undying to be flexed to give it over to Raven, who's asking for a support Luna, a support puck as well in the first phase. Honestly, I think Genuel is an incredible Undying player. We don't see this hero often. Is feeling a little bit awkward in the meta, but whenever I see Genuel play it, I feel like it's in the right hands.
Yeah, he knows how to push it to its limits, even from his time all the way back in Neon. Saw him play a lot of Undying then. It's just a great lane-dominating hero. You do have some good teamfight presence out, but I will hold on to that hope from the draft earlier on when we're having discussion, It's like, when Dota gets those weird flexes, it's kind of like chess with Fisher random, right? It spices the game up, Aries. I like some spice.
Well, yeah. Never go wrong with a little bit of spice. I just like the versatility. You get heroes that aren't set in stone or this kind of one role or one item build. But what's going on with Jing and his little suffix at the end? Chuan is my idol, even though he got kicked from Neon. So is showing the love still.
Yeah, I'm sure Chuan taught that team a lot. Jing in his time there. Unfortunate that, of course, they made the choice to drop him out. I feel like he was one of the shining players on Neon. Still aggression up top here.
Perfect shots from DJ. Frostbite's gonna hold back jabs at the moment though, Natsumi. Starting to get the damage going, but Snowball, like Sheet was really saying, this is gonna be a great way to kind of interrupt a lot of the damage output from the Juggernaut.
Yeah, just get out of dodge, ensure that Natsumi doesn't have the spin play to get aggressive on top of them if they overcommit. And Xavius still hasn't seen that opportunity for the spin combination, but they are jumping Armel here.
With Genuel being nearby, I'm also actually going to look to turn to try and bring down the Shadow Shaman. Zombies continuing to be an issue. Jing's going to be forced to go to the right with DJ rotating down from top. Genuel that gets the kill with a zombie right click, so he's also going to try and move on over and scout out some of the stacks at the Ancients. Sees the hard camp. I don't think he... Well, he's going to see the Ancients now as well, so beautifully done. It's going to give them the capability to be able to contest this whenever the Sand King goes back.
Yeah, you just want to clear that out. It's free stacks for Raven if they manage to find the angle, shoving in down bot and taking over that triangle for a bit. And just builds into that flash farm aspect of the Jug versus Luna as well. Great start for Fnatic 3-0. Polaris, when they're playing a bit more steady, they're playing a bit slower. They have some great timings down the line when the initial blinks come in.
Oh, Xavier, it's not like this. A Crystal Maiden. You hate to see it's such a squishy hero, and they just have never been able to get aggressive in this lane. I really felt like the first couple of minutes was off the back of the kind of shenanigans we saw from the creep pulls on Fnatic, and then now it's just at a stage where you have Snowball, so whenever you get aggressive, they don't have the capability to stay on top of these heroes.
Yep, they just can't clear, and now Fnatic, with a vision out on Nevermind, are actually contesting stacks. Nevermind still finds quite a few, but the XP is not free and in danger.
Armel doesn't have the coil to play with. They've got the extra rotation coming through from Raven. They'll kill off Jing. But Polaris, they should be able to find their first kill of the game. Lelouch going to be able to step in, but even DJ feeling the importance of contesting the stacks of the triangle. And with DJ wrapping around, blocking off the escape avenue with the shards, will secure a double kill for Armel. And oh, what do you know? We even get to regen for good measure. Armel is loving life on the puck to start.
He's having a great time. I thought they might go for trying to clear out the Ancients, but it's only a level 1 glaive on Raven. He's not going for the Massive Madness build. Not even any components in that if he was going for it, so not going to be able to contest just yet, but they are keenly aware, and that should give Polaris the idea that there's some vision down there. Jabs does hit his 6.
Oh, no,
Yikes.
not Sumi. Ah, Jabs, that was perfect timing. Got the first stun. Armor's able to follow up with the silence. And now that's a tier 1 tower. And yeah, these towers are going to continue to fall very, very fast now. You get the first one, and feels like the map's just going to start to open up for Fnatic.
Yeah, and this is them pushing without that Lunar Blessing aura going on to Visage as well. So you're not even dealing with the full potential of these familiars with a little bonus damage they do get. And for Polaris, it's feeling a bit awkward. It feels like you wanted to get that faster start with a CM, right? You wanted to go for those spin plays with the Frostbite, but Natsumi ends up playing more defensively. He just keeps holding onto the Blade Fury, keeps looking for Fnatic to overextend, but they never do. So in the end, the aggression that you're looking for from Polaris just doesn't come out, even about the lane, right? Like that double stun lane doesn't come true. Natsumi's just spinning to try to clear out the familiars, but he can't even melt them. Like he drops them down low, but that's a max level spin and can't even find that gold.
Lane Lelouch, he's going to be in trouble. Look at this from Fnatic.
Oh boy. 4
heroes instantly showing up to the Dragon Knight's lane. Jing and Xavier are nearby, but they might just be feeding more kills over into the bank of Fnatic. Xavier's one more right click. Armel should find it from afar. They've got the coil up as well, so yeah, why not look for Jing? Right next to the tier 2 tower, but Armel gets a triple. He's 6-0 and 2 on the puck already, and another tower soon to fall.
Yeah, look at that damage from the familiars. 25 base damage plus 25 damage from the Blessing. Free double damage for your 2 familiars. Tower not going to hold for long. Polaris are rotating in to stop it. I don't see much left for them to kind of get that done.
I mean, Nevermind just completed a blink, but he used Epicenter to get rid of the stack, so I don't have a way to kind of take this fight. So maybe Lucian get a familiar. No. Okay, he got it. Plus 100 gold. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, it's something. Jabs not quite using the resummon to get him out of dodge. So you find something for your trouble. You are wanting to use that blink reveal though. Smoke out from Nevermind and Xavier, but Fnatic are under smoke as well. This could be pretty awkward for Polaris if they're not ready for the flank.
They're going to catch him out of the river. Smoke's going to pop, and look at DJ's positioning. There's nothing Xavier can do. You enter the higher ground, you get blocked by the shards, you go back to the river. It's closer to the toss. And Polaris. Oh, he blinked away. Okay, well, they're now going to turn to Lelouch next. They are just controlling everything. They got the water, the triangle. They're going to sweep down bottom finally to try and look to connect with Raven. Hey, Epi's still on cooldown anyway, so I don't know how you defend this tower.
Yeah, you probably don't. I think Natsumi just has to back off elsewhere where it's a little bit less hot, get some farm, then let his team kind of hold his ground. He has Omni, but he doesn't really have damage with it. No Maelstrom, no nothing on that Jug.
They're gonna have everyone down bottom. Never mind to start onto Raven, but DJ playing... What? What was a damage shaking? What uppercut? He's gone. They're gonna turn to the left side. Lelouch under the secret shop as 5 heroes on Fnatic just swarm the Dragon Knight. Why not go for the tier 2 tower? What is stopping you?
Nothing is. Maxed out Lunar Blessing. You can get the Familiars on top. It doesn't take too long for the push. Raven will back off though and keep the farm game up. And Polaris, again, they clump up, they try to force a fight, even having Natsumi around to the detriment of their farm. Natsumi should just look to get some space out. The Jug is just lagging too far behind. Bottom 2 network core right now, way behind in comparison to Raven and Armel. It's back to that point that I made a while ago, Aries. The Luna's at this point where she is going to be an item or two ahead of the Jug. Your Jug is... You've got some play potential with Blade Free, you can dodge out some of these spells, but your key damage is in Omni Slash until you get your short, and that's a massive cooldown. And you still have Snowball to kind of dodge out. Puck phase shift is good. So your options for aggression on Natsumi is just very, very little right now until the rest of your team can back up the initiation. He has to be careful. Just has to find space where he can.
And the concern is for Polaris is that you used the Serpent Wards in that last fight, so it's not like maybe you can get a trade at least, like a lot of damage on tier 2 tower for the tier 1 bottom, because that is really just a play for Polaris. When you're this far behind, you probably just look to get the tier 1 tower down bot, maybe open up the map a little bit, get some more jungle camps to be able to farm or an extra wave, but they're already going to Roche on Fnatic. They've got maxed out tag teams.
And the tag team, the Lunar Blessing, the Familiars, it's just too much damage. They are in an angle to fight here.
Never mind. It's gonna look the dumb GJ, but the Tusk is survivable enough to get the Snowball off to protect him. And look at Armel's wraparound coil, leashing 2 together. Jabs can step in with the Familiars. As the damage, it's gonna be plentiful. 3 heroes killed off, and well, they can go back into the pit afterwards. 13 minutes in, and Fnatic just look to be on a roll.
Yeah, you can't stop that aggression. They had a good angle. They didn't manage to get the jump into the pit. And as you pointed out, Armel managing to flank them around, cut off that fight they would want in such a tight area. And now you have to deal with 2 lives in Raven. 7k lead for Fnatic, 17-1. Polaris, I don't know what else they need to look for. Probably just blink BKB under DK, maybe even a BKB on Nevermind if you can find a farm, and keep stalling out for your Jug, seems to be call. Maelstrom is up on Natsumi, so he can farm a little bit faster in that triangle, but the map is shrinking. He's not going to have too much room to farm around in, and Fnatic are still keenly aware that the triangle's where Polaris wants to play.
And they'll secure another kill off the back of this recognition. Jing at least putting himself in front of Natsumi, who is looking to try and whatever farm he can by the Ancients. So it's a minor thing, but at least Shaman recognizing kind of his role and what he needs to be doing this game. It's a buddy-buddy system. Supports are going to feed away at their lives as long as the cores are getting something out of the map, whether that's pushing out lanes or getting jungle farm. So yes, it's a death, but you know, Jing kind of knows his role.
Yeah, I just don't think they're getting enough out from his stats.
They have a gem already.
Natsumi's right next to him. With the gem, they can just scout around and find that kill in the Xavius. They push down to tier 2. How do you stop this push? Like, it's nothing flashy. It's just Familiars with Lunar Blessing, but you have nothing to stop that. You have nothing to clear out these Familiars fast enough. It's just consistently fast objectives here for Fnatic.
And he went Ag Shard first on the loose just to help with the deep push. They're going to have 0 damage. With this Wraith Pact, it's going to be hard to watch as Armel again. Coil onto 2. They're going to try and drop the Serpent Wards, but Fnatic are just too far ahead. Again, they can sustain through the damage thanks to the Wraith Pack. Genuel's got 3 points as well on the Soul Rip. I'll deal with the wards. Jabs is in a bit of an awkward position, but Armel soon to jump inside. Never mind. Well, there goes your damage. Snowball instantly stopping up the combo from Nevermind. Multiple buybacks are the only thing that they can use to bring themselves back into this team fight, and that's not even going to be enough. You get rid of the Ages, but the Omni Slash tanked up thanks to the Illusions, the Familiars, and the Creeps, and it's going to be a full set of barracks 16 minutes in.
And they can't go for much more. Tier 2 still stand to defend mid and top. And aggression onto Tier 4s. You did kind of pump your ult, so not going to be able to do that. Just back off. I mean, all their Tier 1s still stand. Fnatic, bot still stands, mid still stands, top still stands. Polaris haven't been able to get any sort of push. The map is just way too small now to sustain even just their jug. Natsumi's having to farm down bot. Not safe. No access points for Polaris. Lots of access points for Fnatic. And they just have this massive lead, 13k lead, 24-1. I don't know how to phrase it, Aries. This kind of looks a bit stompy right now.
I'm just surprised the graph isn't 0%.
3% again. You pointed that out last time too. When you look at the graph, 3%. Every time you look, it's 3%.
So they have a chance, Daddy Gaben says. They're not out of this one just yet, Mr. Polaris. They've they got a hell of a comeback to be able to pull. So you have to find this tier 1, and again, they can't really without the Serpent Ward, so... It's, yeah, just methodical. Just go from tower to tower. Raven up to level 15. Dragonlance Manta. He's got the Grove Bow as well. And he's a decent way on his way to Satanic, so... They're pinging on higher ground, like, they can take it even without the Aegis.
Yeah, I think they have no worries. They feel confident. They know how strong they are. They know how far ahead they are. It's been very tough for Polaris to find the angles. No epicenter for a few seconds. It will be up for the high ground defense. We need to see a really good angle here from Nevermind.
Oh,
no.
My lord. Shard's gonna slow him down along with the punch. Nevermind considering about charging up, but look at the damage getting pumped into Lelouch. This Dragon Knight cannot do anything. Familiar stun after familiar stun. Raven as well with the beams, and DK is supposed to be a tanky hero, but when you're this far behind, he is just melted.
Yeah, they can't do much. They need some early BKBs. Oh, can't even get the epicenter.
I think that nighttime from Raven was able to scout out the Sand King looking for the jump, so he's gonna have to go for the tree line instead.
Yeah, but the racks are gone. Can't even force a defensive fight. Another clean racks at 25-1. Polaris, they've only found that one kill earlier on. That's it. It's looking rough. They still have a tier 2 mid, but Fnatic, they just don't care. They're not waiting for Aegis. They're not playing patiently. They just know they're strong. They've got to line up that and push. There's no need for patience. Drums out and John. You will have to speed up that push as well. Angle here from Nevermind, though. Could be a good flank to get a good epicenter here.
See, can you blow up the one target? DJ's gonna blink in, snowball, and there goes your damage. Armel instantly gonna jump to the backline as well. They've got the Eclipse for good measure. And the heroes, they're all gonna be put in deep of the grave. Lelouch is just charging in, knows there's no possible way to be able to escape, so may as well just run into the middle and put another body onto the tally of Fnatic, is Natsumi as well. A 5-man wipe to end out this game as Fnatic. Well, that's kind of the Fnatic you'd expect.
Yep, that's the gameplay we were expecting from them. Maybe a bit missing the last time they placed up against SMG. Showing up this time around. Polaris, look, they're having a rough time, right? They have Nevermind back in, but then they have TMV out. He's out for rather tough reasons as well. The morale at Polaris is looking rough. Fnatic and bouncing through after a surprising defeat from SMG. Feeling good about themselves, showing up in this game. 30-1. Right? They might as well look for 2 more kills and given Polaris 1 more kill to give us the magic number. Don't have the patience for that, but they play really clean. They play around this Visage Luna combo, and they just ran down. I think Polaris tried something different, didn't get much for it, and we're gonna have to see some changes even from drafting into the next game here, Aries.
Yeah, you see Zombie standing over Genuel's shoulder as well, telling him that you absolute fool, you ruined our flawless game. Why were you the only person with the death? Is gonna get the whip out later, making sure that they go flawless next game or another time, because Genuel, he ruined that capability. But Fnatic, what a clean game 1 performance. They're gonna be able to take this one 19 minutes in. Let's see if they can continue with this momentum into game 2, because they are looking incredibly dominant, but we will find out after the break.